I haven't got my makeup on.
Well, good morning, and I mean morning. It's currently 4 o'clock in the morning. We were doing sunset last night at Bamborough Castle, finished up there about 10:30 and got up about 2:30 this morning. I'm absolutely knackered. Got a couple of hours sleep on possibly one of the world's smallest beds, but still, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So we're at Holy Island this morning. What a fantastic place. What a fantastic place. Friend of the composition already, probably one of the classics of the castle here on Holy Island, with these sticks or stanchions or whatever you want to call them, sort of framing the castle quite nicely. We've got a good half an hour or so until sunrise. Currently the castle itself is kind of silhouetted, if you like, but I have taken a couple of blue hour shots just to frame up a composition. But actually, you know what, they might edit out quite nicely. But these stanchions you've got here, I'm placing them pretty much on the left hand side of the frame, balancing against the castle. But I've got the camera quite low to make sure those stanchions are sort of poking up above the perceived horizon here. Which is, yeah, working quite nicely, looking quite imposing really. So yeah, I'm going to stick this one out for a bit. I'll put this blue hour shot one on screen for you now, and then I'm going to wait for the sun to rise and try and grab the same shot again when hopefully the lighting conditions are a little bit different. And then I'm just going to walk around and try and find some compositions. Looks like there's plenty of options here. Looking out towards the sea, you've got some islands over there, so if you get some light over there in a bit, it should look quite nice. Steve's going for something completely different. He's standing in the middle of the sea at the moment in his wellies. But yeah, we're all just down here, all 7 of us, and really enjoying it, albeit very, very tired. Not entirely sure this is going to work this morning, if I'm honest with you. The sun is kind of rising over that direction, which is going to be making the castle here really being in silhouette, as I mentioned earlier. I'd really like some sort of side light on the side of the castle. So I'm just wondering if I should maybe go up over the path here and try and get something from the other side if I can. That would really just give a bit more light to the side of the castle, as I say. And there are some more clouds over that direction as well. So yeah, not too sure yet. I'm not going to have a quick look and see if I can see any potential compositions over there. Maybe it was the 2:30 AM wake-up call, but I really wasn't feeling this image when I took it. However, having got back into post with this image, I actually think it turned out to be a pretty nice image. I do love those golden tones in the sky, and I do like the composition. The balance of those stanchions against the castle I think works really quite well. I still maintain it would have been better maybe if it came earlier in the year when the sun was more at a sort of 45-degree angle to the castle. It would have just gave that bit more depth to the scene, or maybe it would work even better as a sunset location. I'm not too sure. I'll have to go and look in photo pills and see when would be the best time to come and reshoot this, but still really quite happy with this. I have warmed the tones up in the sky just a little bit, but I've also cooled down the shadows, which gives that really nice kind of ethereal look to the image. Yeah, actually, you know what, I'm really quite happy with this. Okay, so I've come to the other side of the castle now, and I'm really glad I did actually, because I really do prefer the way the castle looks here. Just that soft side light coming in, kissing the side of the castle there, and you've got some real nice shapes to the castle, and you can really see the detail in it. The only thing on this side though, I would say, is you don't have the rocky foreground or the stanchions that you get on the other side. So I'm making do with this cow parsley here. Really basic, simple composition. I'm at 28mm, and I've got basically the cow parsley on the bottom left-hand third of the image and the castle on the top right-hand third of the image. So it balances out quite nicely. And also by coming over here as well, I've got those clouds with some lovely texture in them directly over the castle, which looks really quite nice. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I might stick this one out for a little bit because we have got a big bank of cloud out there on the horizon, but if we get a little break in that cloud and get some direct light on the cow parsley and the castle, or one or the other, it will make the image a lot more interesting. So yeah, I'm going to stick this one out for a little bit and see what happens with the light, but for now, let me put this one on screen for you. Okay, so using a similar principle with this cow parsley, I've now gone into portrait orientation, and I'm placing the cow parsley again pretty much on the bottom left-hand third, and the castle kind of halfway in the frame, if you like. But I'm utilising these clouds we've got at the moment, these lovely little puffy clouds, really filling the frame with those, because it just really mirrors the cow parsley here. Probably going to opt for a 4x5 crop on this, just chop some of the top off and a tiny bit at the bottom, but yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Let me put this on screen for you now. We did have a small break in the cloud a moment ago where the sun came through and just kissed the side of the castle, so I did get another landscape shot, so I'll put that on screen as well, but it didn't really make much of a difference. I don't think there's enough of a break in the clouds there, but yeah, I'll put those two on screen for you now anyway. Right, so I've got those two shots in the back. Now I'm just going to walk around here a little bit more and see if I can try and find some more foreground interest. Cow parsley is quite nice, but I don't know if there are any other kind of flowers that maybe I can use as a foreground. There seems to be more sort of slimmer pickings on this side in terms of foreground, but we do have the light, and I would say the castle looks far more imposing from this angle. So yeah, if we can get a nice foreground, could be onto a winner, and the sun's starting to come back out as well. I've been walking around for a little bit and did come across these thistles, which would make a beautiful foreground interest for the castle if only they were blooming. At the moment they're just green and quite ugly looking, to be honest with you, but if they had those, you know, those purples set against that castle and the sky we've got, it would look spectacular. It's just not going to work today, unfortunately. Speaking to ginger captures just now, I think some of us at least are going to make our way down to the harbour. The castle is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I'm really struggling to find a foreground interest this morning. Apart from the cow parsley, that's pretty much it, to be honest. So head over to the harbour and see if we can get some images over there. So started walking to harbour and I just had to get a shot here because I've got this beautiful cobble path which is slightly wet, and there's some puddles lining it as well that lead right into the castle here really quite nicely, and they've also got a fence on the right hand side also leading into the castle. The sun is in the frame, so I'm having to bracket these exposures and shooting 3 stops under and 3 stops over basically to try and get as much dynamic range as possible, and I'll bring those together in Lightroom using the HDR option. But yeah, it's really quite nice. I've got these puddles, like I say, on the left hand side, pretty much bottom left hand third, and the castle's the top right hand third, and just getting all that sky in there with some lovely white wispy clouds there. And yeah, as I said, the sun is in the frame. What I'm actually doing is I'm taking the shots as they are, and I'm taking a second set of shots with my finger just over the sun there, just to try and reduce some of this flare. So it gives me options when I get back in post and how I edit this. If I've got any sort of sunspots that I can't quite see on the back of here now, by putting my finger over there, I should be able to remove those really easy in post. So yeah, interested to edit this one. I've just had another thought while I'm actually speaking there, and I might actually try and go to F22, maybe try and get a Sunstar. Let's give it a go. Right, we've come down to the harbour now, and just trying to make some use of these boats. I've got this boat here, the sailboat on the pretty much the left-hand third, and Bamborough Castle, I believe, in the background on the right-hand third. Tried a few different compositions. I tried getting really low, like you can probably see here. I was a bit higher up also at one point. We have lost the reflections now, but there was a beautiful reflection of the boat that looked quite nice. But yeah, the wind has picked up ever so slightly and started creating these ripples. So I don't know if I've got the shot. I don't know. I have got something, but I just don't know if it's going to work. It's one of them I'm really not sure about. But I'll edit it anyway, and if it works out any good, I'll pop it on screen. And if it works out badly, I'll still pop it on screen, and you can berate me in the comments. But yeah, just it's not working at the moment with the reflections. Yeah, struggling a bit now. The light's got a bit harsher, as you can see, and it's only 6 o'clock in the morning. Whew, starting to flag a little bit. So I don't know, I might be done. I'm going to regroup with the guys, see if we've got any other ideas around here, try and grab something to eat, because I feel a bit sick, to be honest with you. Haven't been up since stupid o'clock. But yeah, put this on screen for you now.
I'm actually happier with this than I was in the field, or should I say sea. It turned out to be a really nice, quite minimalist image. I just wanted to go through some of the things that I've done to actually edit this photo. So first things first, the water. There were quite a lot of ripples in the water, but we did have some of the reflection there. So by using a linear gradient on the water, I used negative texture to remove some of the ripples from the water that were a bit distracting, and also cooled down the tones of the water a bit. Same for the sky. The clouds in the background were a little bit dark, so I have brightened those up a little bit. And also Bamborough Castle in the background, I have added some clarity and added some warmth to the highlights that are on the side of the castle there, just putting more emphasis on it, which really adds to the balance of the scene. And yeah, I think it's a really nice minimalist photo that really depicts the area there on Holy Island, looking out towards Bamborough Castle, with this beautiful sailboat looking on towards Bamborough Castle there in the background.
Just a helpful bit of advice for anyone planning to come to this location, or any seascape location for that matter, and I really should have known better. When you put your bag down, don't put it down on wet sand. This bag is absolutely covered, and now I'm covered in wet sand and ugh, bloody horrible. Anyway, gonna go and catch up with the guys. I bet something now, feel a little bit better, and see if we can grab some of the shots of these old upturned boats that have been turned into little huts that look really cool. But yeah, see if we can try and make a shot of them maybe. And there's some old ruins right over there as well that look really, really interesting. There's a lot on this little island. Just got to find it. Come over to these upturned boats now. Initially when I walked over, I wasn't that impressed, to be honest with you. It just looked a bit messy. But I persevered and had a quick look round and stole some compositions. No, I haven't. But yeah, come to the sort of left-hand side of these upturned boats here, and I'm placing this sort of rope on the floor, if you like, on the left-hand third. That's a bit of an anchor for the left-hand side of the image, and because they've got this side light coming in, it's obviously kissing the front of these upturned boats, and obviously everything else is kind of in shade. And we have got some nice wispy clouds in the sky as well. It should turn out all right. Going to need a bit of processing, I think, to tidy up a few things. The floor's a bit messy around the front of them. But yeah, I'm thinking possibly black and white for this. Go for something really, really quite high contrast, because you know the light is quite harsh at the minute. But yeah, should turn out all right. There's also an anchor down here, so I might switch to my 16 to 35mm and try and incorporate that as a bit of a foreground. So yeah, see if we can work with that. come around a little bit further now to try and make some use of this anchor here, and it's just not working for me, if I'm honest. You start to get, when you come further around, this road going through, which really just spawls us in. It's like on a really old bunker style building there, which looks pretty unsightly, to be honest with you, and a sign as well. You could argue I can remove these things in post, but I don't really want to. So yeah, I'm not going to take the shot, and I think we're probably done as well, to be honest with you. We've got about half an hour or so to get off the island, otherwise we're going to be stuck here until the tide goes out later. So yeah, I think we're going to start heading back towards the car, and yeah, go and get some breakfast. And then this afternoon I think we're going on a boat trip to go and photograph some puffins, so I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's a fantastic location. Haven't had quite the conditions we were hoping for, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But still, I think we've got some pretty nice shots anyway. So yeah, as I say, I hope you've enjoyed watching this. If you have, please consider hitting the like button, and if you've really enjoyed it, it would help if you subscribe to the channel. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.